Alright guys, it's the grand finals. We've got Shopify Rebellion's Byun up against Dragon Phoenix Gaming Savage Psychopath Dark. Now Dark tends to play complete YOLO builds in these tournaments. Lots of all-ins, lots of wild strategies. But you know what? It's going to be even more wild because we're playing on the test server. Byun is opening 2 Rax Reaper. He's been enjoying this opening recently. He's really been mixing in the Mass Reaper. And yeah, essentially there's a ton of changes to the Ghost. The Widowmine burrows a little bit quicker. So real small one on that. But the Raven is much cheaper and more accessible. The problem is I don't see a 2 Rax Reaper build going into a Raven, which kind of sucks because I really would like to see more Raven openings. It costs 50 less gas. It spawns with more energy. It builds way faster. It builds as fast as a medevac now. Definitely something that I'm looking forward to. Now, first Reapers arriving. There are 6lings on the way as well as 2 Queens. That drone quickly trying to get out of there. And, oh, he does go for the extractor trick to save that drone. It's going to hide in the extractor for a little bit. Wants to cancel it, get the drone back out of that once the Reaper's dealt with. But, of course, not an easy thing to deal with that Reaper, especially when you know he's got a buddy that's about to arrive. Queen is about to get here. These 6lings do pretty well so far, but already one of them goes down. It's pretty good that he only lost one, though. Creep Tumor dropping there. And Reaper's, uh-oh. Byun realizing, oh, he's 100% going to move to the edge. Byun's got a command center on the way. He's going to go Tech Lab and Reactor behind this as the Marine pushes that Overlord back to the pillar. Reaper's going to jump up the cliff here. He's going to see what he can do. There's a Queen down the bottom side. He bounces her off creep, makes it so he can isolate the Zerglings. Ooh, oh, good focus fire by Dark. Oh, very good focus fire by Dark. Byun with some fantastic micro, but Dark, he's able to stay up there in pace with Byun. Byun's a guy who likes to get his opponents to start making mistakes and get a sort of cascade of errors to happen. But not going to happen here. Remember, the Hydras and the Ultras make a huge difference as well. Ooh, because they are faster. The Hydras are faster in general, and they also are going to basically have a more microable nature because their attack point is delayed. It's a thing which basically means rather than them having to like get their needle ready to throw it, they can instantly throw it. Kind of the way you see Marines stutter step flawlessly. That's exactly what Hydras can do now. So don't be surprised if Dark goes for Hydras. However, we've already seen some games today where he skipped the Hydra, went straight to Ultras, said, hey, these new Ultras are so good. There's no reason I'm not going to play Lingbane Ultra. And indeed, he's done a fair bit of that. Whoa, Reaper's barely getting out of there. Nice micro by Byun. Gets another 2 drones. I gotta say, it's looking like a pretty good opening for him. His natural's looking good. He's up to 4 barracks. Is he doing the SCV all-in? Okay, so there's an all-in that Byun does sometimes, guys, where he basically pulls the boys off this sort of opening. And the idea is he just rocks up, he pretends, oh yeah, it's a little Marine pressure, and then suddenly 20 SCVs get pulled with it, and you go with like 30 Marines, 20 SCVs, and if the Zerg doesn't have a Baneling Nest up early, they just die. And right now, there's no Baneling Nest started. Let's see, does he pull SCVs with this? Oh man, the supply block is killing Byun right now, man. So he's basically 4 Marines short of what he should have. If he barely doesn't break him, it's almost all because of that supply block. Now, let's go to Dark's vision. Dark's looking at his Overlord. He doesn't see the entrance. He doesn't know about these Marines moving out. Combat shield's still about 20 seconds, 30 seconds away. He does see some Marines now, so a lot of Lings are building. Queen's coming forth as well. Here come the boys. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. It is the boy pool, but I feel like he's a little shy on the Marine count that he should have. Combat shields is almost there. The SCVs are coming. This is very hard for Dark to deal with because the Marine output of those Stim Marines is absolutely staggering. And here we go. He's going to stim towards the 3rd base. Dark's trying to run, but he's going to have to turn and fight. And the Marines and the SCVs are smashing face right now. Oh, man. Oh, man. This is what I'm talking about. The SCV pull is so surprising in this scenario. You don't want to have rushed a Baneling Nest. You're trying to defend with just Ling Queen like so many top players do, and it ends up being an absolutely surprising hammer to the face. Byun brings out the nasty attack, and guess what? He's building SCVs behind it, so it's not all in. He's going to knock Dark back to 2 bases. Now, Dark's trying to intercept his rally point, but you can see Byun's anticipated that, so he's grouped his Marines up as well. They're going to come forward. That 3rd hatch will fall. Oh, good Ling angle, but Byun's got stutter step, stim pack shields. And look at that. He's going to catch these Lings as they pop out. There we go. Really nice moves for him. He's going to keep going, which is kind of wild. I thought he'd just pull back and play the long game, but Byun feels like he's got a big enough advantage. There's no big counter unit to the Marines right now. You can see a lot of drones go down. Oh, he goes after the Queens as well. He's going to focus down so many drones. Another Queen falls. It looks like the Marines, they're going to be able to take out the Spine Crawler. Oh, another Marine falls, but the Spine does as well. And Dark has to tap out Byun with a nasty, nasty build order. Very well played. Well, a rough game 1 for Dark. He's going to open up game 2 on Moondance with a 16 pool. Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Dark. His opponent once again going for the low ground double barracks. He's been loving this opening, especially on short rush distance maps, but he even did it on Tropical Sacrifice there. So maybe it's just the set piece opening that he's enjoying right now. Byun. We're up in Shopify Rebellion. Now, I really do like it. There's always a sweet spot in a matchup where you have an opening you do every game. So it's like, oh, but he does the same thing. But then after those 3 Reapers, you can go in like 4 different directions. Because I know sometimes he builds a 3rd barracks up in the main, and he's actually going 3 Rex Reaper. Excuse me. Other times he's doing all sorts of other things as well, right? Like there are times where he's going factory straight away after and just playing a standard game. Just a standard 2-1-1. That game where he did the 4X SCV pool. So I really like this sweet spot he's found himself in where he's doing many different things. Now, Dark's coming in, seeing the low ground wall off here, and he's actually going really fast Roach Horn. That's interesting. He was planning to do a little bit of a Roach shove this game. Now, he's going to keep the Roach Horn? That's interesting. Because I feel like Byun's build, if he just keeps building Reapers, smashes this. But that does rely on Byun spotting the Roach Horn and realizing what's up. Dark's even getting a second gas, so he wants to go... Whoa, is he just going to go like a constant stream of Ravages? That's super all in, man. This Reaper sees what's up, then Byun shuts this down pretty easily, guys. He already sees the pool first, he sees the second gas. And yeah, I mean, the depot is exposed. He's going to get a reactor. Really? So he wants to pump Marines. That's interesting. I would have thought a Tech Lab. So he's just going to go 3 Reapers into Tech Lab Reactor, and he feels like that's the right play, even when he spotted this. With a bunker out front. I was going to say, I mean, I guess you need to get, yeah, like you can't, because if there's a bunker back there, he just picks off your add-ons with Biles. But I guess if he's like, hey, as long as I get the bunker up, we're good. The problem is that bunker's so far away, it's hard to repair that, man. Oh, I like these grenades because it's kind of holding him back. And remember, guys, the Ravager Cocoons take an extra like 3.5 seconds to actually morph is one of the changes. So even though Dark obviously is way better, got Hydras, his Ultras and stuff have some significant buffs, I don't know if he's going to be able to hang on here. And we've got a Marauder, Concussive, and 2 Marines being built. The Reapers have done a great job of just tickling these units, but also slowing them down a little bit. And any damage you get here is great. Finally, a Roach gets a single hit off, but look at that. Already a Marauder, 2 Marines there. More SCVs being pulled to the front. And he can bile this for days, but eventually you're going to have enough units to just push forward. The Overlord will provide high ground vision no matter what. Here we go. He's going to bile across where the SCVs are repairing. Byun pulls back, but oh man, bad micro by Byun. Loses the SCVs and the bunker. And we have to question this move. Now remember, there's no link speed on the way, and yet Dark is building Zerglings. That tells you just how all in he is. He is rallying slow Zerglings to reinforce this push. Now, of course, the Ravagers can heal, right? If you heal the Roaches, if you morph a Roach into a Ravager, it effectively heals itself up. And look at this, he's actually biling in the middle of the barracks, so those barracks are taking big damage. Oh, that one he's going for the Tech Lab. Oh, the Marauder gets out just barely in time. There is another barracks up on the high ground that's building Marauders as well. Byun needs to bring that bad boy down here. He's going to focus down the Roaches. That takes a lot more damage. SCVs are being pulled. Byun is way ahead on the income right now. But if he loses too many SCVs, that's not going to last. Dark could transition, but he's rallying slow Zerglings. 14 slow Zerglings building. Oh, that's what we call a bloody disaster, that is. Now, that bunker does need to repair. Marine's going to get picked off if he's not careful. Ooh, very nice. Very nice Biles. And look at that. These Ravagers can dance. They can dance all day, son. Stim starts up as well as more Marauders and Marines and SCVs. Byun is still up 6 workers. He's just got to be careful not to get surrounded, but with slow Zerglings, it does not have the ability to do what you might expect. And Dark does so many crazy all-ins in these tournaments. I just don't think this is the right one. I remember he tried this on, what was that snow map in the 2016 BlizzCon, where it had like a chasm down the middle that he tried to push across. It was a very short rush distance ice map. Oh my god, the Lings are coming for the wraparound, guys. I just feel like the Marine Marauder is going to gun through the Ravagers and start a step towards the Ravagers. Ooh, he goes after this Ravager. That Ravager dies. Oh, he does eat a bile. One Ravager dies. Another Ravager dies. Oh, man. The Ling wraparound is actually slick. And he does... Oh, man. He gets another Ravager, but he's losing so many units. I can't believe it. Dark's got him. Dark's actually got him with the slow Zergling Ravager all in. Byun just needed to do anything but move out across the map. Anything except that, and he wins this game. But he moves out across the map, and he offers Dark the only win condition that he had. Don't be surprised if Dark types something in chat. I really thought Byun was going to type something, being like, are you serious, you idiot? He's at double the worker count at the end of that game. Byun moving out, just a very bad call for him. He needed to play patiently there. He had no vision. Dark hid his units, surrounded him. Really well played by Dark. Well, he just literally clutched victory from the jaws of defeat here. Dark in the top right is now going for the 14, 14, 14 all in. 14 hatch, build a drone, 14 gas, build a drone, 14 spool, build a drone, build another gas. This is a slick build. It is the fastest possible Ravager all in, and it's really good against a player that doesn't scout. Guess who doesn't scout? Byun! Byun very rarely scouts. So you can see Dark's going to take that 14-second gas. Actually, yeah, he should be taking it already. And he'll be building a roach drone in the near future. Oh, he actually likes to cancel it. I forgot about that. Where'd that drone go? Is it just me, or did that drone just disappear? I feel like, okay, I'm blind. I must have just missed it. Guys, Byun is going to go for a barracks over here for a very quick Reaper pressure. And you know what? Building a bunker there would be a good idea. Also, the quicker he gets across and sees there's no natural, the quicker he can get home, but no SCV scout. And Dark's been doing this a lot on this match. I think Dark struggles on Data C against Terran. So that's why he's been mixing this in here. And against the build Byun's doing, with no scouting, Byun will need exceptional micro and very quick reactions to have any chance of just not straight up dying. At the very least, this command center should not be finished because 2 Lings will come out. They'll kill the SCV. We've got the Roach Horn in the second gas now on the way behind this. And as you can see, 16 drones seems to be the magic number. He's going to build 2 Lings at home just to help defend the Reaper if it does decide to jump in. And we'll see roaches popping out from the front at the moment that Roach Horn's done. Marine is on the way as well as the factory. Overlord does come in. The factory and the barracks are all the way up there, pretty far away from the ramp. Could be a good thing because it means his units are actually more protected against this. 3 SCVs and a Marine trying to come down. Reaper. Oh, the Reaper sees no expansion. He's going to go in the main and see what's up. Command center gets cancelled. He needs to drop bunkers right now. And indeed, one of them does go down. The Reaper gets a Zergling, needs to get out of there. No need to get fancy with your Reaper micro. Every unit you have at home is absolutely crucial. 3 roaches building. He didn't build a Queen on the front this game. I would argue that is a mistake from Dark. I do think the Queen spreading creep forwards does help speed this push up. And remember, guys, the Ravagers are slowed down on the morph. Now, with this build, you want to have a second bunker. You always want to build a backup bunker because the first one can get gunned down by Ravagers. Obviously, just building more Marines and Cyclones is the priority, but a backup bunker is actually way more important than that command center. The Reaper's still over there. Biles are starting to come in. He's going to need to pull another SCV or 2 to repair very quickly. If you let these buildings go down, you're screwed. Remember, he might start being able to... If he moves the Overlord forward a tiny bit, he can start biling where the SCVs are. Nice! Biles he gets! Doesn't quite get him. Have the depots go down. Yeah, he's already building another depot behind this. He's pulling a lot of SCVs. Very important to not lose that bunker. The Cyclone's almost out. I mean, Byun is doing a very good job of this, guys. His Reaper is still alive as well. It's starting to heal up in the bottom right side on the watchtower. And that depot will fall. He's already got another one building, though. And look at that. It's just going to lock onto the Overlord. Try and get some damage on it. He gets a little bit, not a crazy amount. You got to be real careful with auto repair because the SCVs can block your Cyclone. I like that. Just getting a few ticks off on that Ravager. Going to slow that one down. He's got another Cyclone, more Marines, and a command center finishing up right now. Reaper goes back in. He sees Ling speed on the way, and that tells him this is just going to be Ravagers and Zerglings to follow this up. So it's going to turn into a Ravager Speedling all in. Still with no expansion behind it. Byun knows he's done what he needs to do, but he's still got to be careful of the past. He's pulled all of his SCVs back, which is a huge mistake. He's also cancelled his second Cyclone. He's got to be careful, mate. You do not move those SCVs from this area at all. He's got to also siege his tank really far back here. You want to siege your tank basically... Oh, I guess he kind of wants to stop this from happening. Okay, he damages the Overlord. Don't siege your tank too close. That's a pretty far forward tank, but Byun feels like making sure he pushes this back. Extra tank, extra Marines are on the way. As long as Byun gets a critical mass of Marines up, he's also going to be able to hold back the Ling Flood. Spore Crawler does build, so I think Dark is anticipating a Cloaked Banshee coming out. That's actually not the case. Oh, Cyclone gets a Ravager. Good move. Tank gets a shot. Remember, the tank only does 40 damage a shot to Ravagers because they are not armored units. Doesn't get that big 70 damage. That Crucio shot cannon. Just absolutely devastating on clumped up units, though. Dark got an all-in victory that he didn't deserve in the last game. Apologies for the scoreboard, guys. Sorry, this one heated up so quickly. I did mess the scoreboard up there. You guys in chat obviously catching that, letting people know. Thank you. There we go. Creep Tumor does get sniped. Good pick off for Byun, man. Cyclone's being a real nuisance. With 2 tanks up, that's good. As long as he doesn't move a tank to the low ground, he's in a very good spot. Ooh, I like the scan's cute. He gets another tumor, but oh, the friendly fire. The tank kills his own Cyclone. Byun not too happy about that one. Got a second barracks up. We'd like to see a tech lab on that so we can start getting towards stim. I don't know if the numbers are going to be enough for Dark. Dark's actually building drones and overlord speed and taking a third. Oh, Dark is like, hey, wait a second. You've scouted too well. I'm not going to mass Zerg. So he's actually droned up this expansion. Problem is those tanks reach pretty far from the high ground. He's going to want to put a tank probably behind the gas geyser. I think he wants to move this siege tank. Oh, we got to be careful, man. Got to be careful. That tank's looking exposed. He doesn't know about it yet. If Dark knew about it, he would definitely be running in there to bile that bad boy down. And Byun's going to siege another tank. So I think they're just far enough away. They both won't get hit by the same thing. He's even got a few SCVs down here as well. Oh, Ravagers sneaking around the backside. Oh, the repair. The repair's good. He saves the tank, though. Nicely done. Here, oh, 2 more Ravagers go down. Another Ravager goes down. Another Ravager almost falling. The scan is going to trap this. Tumors, Queens, and the Ravager. Some Lings and Ravagers come in, but oh, that's it. That's it. Dark just lost so many units. The Queen goes down, as does the Ravager. The Marines slide away there, and this was just done so well. This was done so well. Byun being so chilled out, so methodical. He knows he's got the numbers to just shove now, and actually, oh, he's got to target that tumor. He's not going to target it. Oh, he does. Byun targets the tumor. Does he get it? Does he get it? Yes, he does. That means there's no creep spreading on the top, no creep spreading down here either. He's completely shut down the creep on this side of the map. Dark's going to tap out there. 27 drones versus 34 on just 2 bases, and Byun weathers the all-in and says, Dark, you need to play some macro as well, silly guy. Alright, guys. Well, it's time to knuckle down and play a macro game. Dark in the top left side. He's only got 1 life left. His opponent, Byun, in the right side, very well could be winning 3-0 right now. And he said, you know what? Under pressure, time to go for the proxy racks. 2 barracks proxy. Dark has no idea. Oh, this is a disaster. I mean, he's gone pull first. And a quick ling speed, actually, so it could work out in his favor. He now sees no barracks, and Dark, does he pull drones? He should pull drones. Because if you let the bunkers go up, he might just kill you. He's going to build a spine crawler. Oh, man. I mean, that's okay against 3 racks, but giving up your natural is really bad. Any damage you can get for free would be really good here. He's going to try and run past. I like that move, but he doesn't get past. Ah, that's a shame. Notice Dark. Yeah, look at that. Byun just cuts him off. Ah, those 2 lings go down. Very well done by Byun. Byun's also got double gas behind it, so a standard 2 racks build here. Actually, his gases were a little slower than normal. Because normally you'd be building a factory at about 240 at the latest, I would say. But anyways, Roach Warren's on the way, so Dark here getting pushed back to 1 base. He could be mining these minerals out and already preparing another hatchery, but to go a spine crawler and a Roach Warren and ling speed, if I was coaching a low-level player and I saw them do this, I would actually say, hey, on a fundamental level, you're investing in lings and roaches and a spine crawler. 3 things that don't work that well together. Lings and Ravagers can, but it's very expensive to go for all that much tech just to defend a 2 racks, where you know the Terran's going to build a factory, build a command center, and potentially just pull home and be way ahead. So I really feel like right now Dark is locked in a very awkward scenario where he's gone lings, he's built a spine crawler that was entirely unnecessary, and he's going double queen into roaches all off 1 hatch. I feel like, man, even if he just built a macro hatch down here and then built another hatchery there afterwards, that might be a better way of playing out of this. Because the command center gets very delayed for the Terran in this scenario. Now, Byun is walling off with depots and another bunker to make sure lings can't run past. But he should not finish these buildings. It would be very silly to finish these buildings. Because, I mean, the bunkers maybe, but the depot... Oh, he wants to get the SCV. You got to pop it inside the bunker. Yeah, he's going to run up here, put it in the bunker, and then pop it out down here. Very cute. Of course, he's back at home macroing right now. Reactors on the way. Command center will go down momentarily. I kind of feel like Byun should have just ran home. I don't know if he realized his ling speed was making or not, but if he ran away everything and just sold these bunkers, if his Marines get home, he's good. But now these Marines are committed to this fight, and this fight, it's going to delay an expansion, but it means you're losing all your firepower. So I obviously, is that necessarily the wrong call? Not necessarily. But look at that, bunker dies, doesn't get to sell it. No 75 mineral refund. That bunker also dead. The Ravagers looking to pick off. They get a Marine. They can now buy both bunkers at once here. Yep, perfectly placed. You see that hits both bunkers. And Byun's just losing a lot of Marines for very little value. He's going to try and hide 3 Marines, potentially. But here we go. He's going to try and run forward. But notice the Ravager micro is good for Dark. And I do think that was an unnecessary waste of Marines here for Byun. On the other hand, he sees that it's a Ling Ravager all in. Dark is playing some of the most uninspired StarCraft today that I've ever seen. I feel like Kewett absolutely had a good chance of taking him down, but I think he was just thrown off by how silly Dark's strategies were. To just go for another Ravager Ling all in 3 games in a row. It's been different situations and different variations, but this is a base where losing your expansion is not that big of a deal. This map, it's not that big of a deal, and yet he's putting himself in a situation where he desperately needs to break the wall. SCVs are being pulled. There's already a tank and a bunker full on top of the ramp, and he's just continuing to build Zerglings. Dark, this is not good StarCraft. I mean, he always plays a little bit fast and loose in these online tournaments, but today especially, I got to be very critical and say, it's kind of silly, man. Byun absolutely is playing rock solid StarCraft, and this silly banana stuff, I don't think it gets it done. Nice biles on the first tank. Good biles on the bunker as well. The Lings are on top of that tank in the back. Oh my god. The tank is still up though. And with only 1 base Ling rally, your rally is so soft as a 1 base Zerg. A handful of Zerglings trickling across the map. Not much else going on. More depots are going to be built here. He's got another tank and 4 Marines building at a time. Command Center is going to float to that position on the back base, and it seems like it's all been held and done. A hatchery starts, 3 drones start, but 32 drones to 17. I mean, if Dark pulled 8 workers, mined out the back minerals, and ran through there, I can imagine it being like, oh, cool idea. You got him from a surprise angle, but even then it doesn't make sense because Ravagers, I don't think, can fit through. Actually, I think it might depend on which mineral you mine out. I think if you mine out the bottom one, Ravagers can get through, but the top one, no. Marines microing back and forth. Yes, they take a bit of friendly fire, but a Ravager and a bunch of Lings have gone down, and even comes down to take a third, and Byun there says, lol, get wrecked. Gives the middle finger to Dark. And he's experimental as Dark likes to get in these tournaments, and I always say hats off to him for being so experimental in online tournaments. I mean, this is just a silly couple of games. He was very lucky to get the single win that he did, and it seems like that made him very confident to just keep doing Ravager Ling all-ins, and we can see just how bizarre that's ended up looking now. Yeah, Barrick's getting over. He needs to start his stim. Byun's going to get stim. Double engineering bay will be pretty soon, as well as these 2 gases, I would imagine. But she's only on... probably play single eBay, because he's only on 2 command centers right now. So single engineering bay is probably the way to do it. I don't know why his Marines are moving out. That makes no sense right now. I guess he wants to join up the Marines with the medevacs and just force his opponent to build units, which, I mean, it is working. It's making him build units, but you don't want to go too far out until you get medevacs. Once you get 2 medevacs and stim, that's going to be a very useful timing. 32 drones are on the map. There's 3 Ravagers, 3 Roaches out for Dark. Dark is going to play Survival Man. That's right, guys. It's Dark Stroud. It's Dark... Les Dark Stroud. I don't know. So that's his name, right? It's going to be playing Survivor Man here. And much like that TV show, it's basically just going to be a guy starving while, I don't know, trying to cover himself up with some pieces of wood and sticks and make a fire in some funny, interesting way. Fascinating show that was back in the day. I gotta say that I feel like Byun ain't gonna just hand it over to him. The medevacs are probably gonna be loading up in a second. 16 Marines will boost across the map. He could even bring the tanks and just do a full-on shove. But even 16 Marines in the medevac will start causing some trouble. Dark's creep spread is great. He's doing a really good job in that regard. And, I mean, he could play... I feel like Infestors is how you get back in this game. He's trying to go double upgrades, but if he can go straight Infestation Pit, just squeeze out a couple of Infestors. 1 or 2 big fungals can absolutely change the game. Because when Terran plays against Roach Ravager, they like to ball up. And look at that, instant Infestation Pit. Yes! Okay, I think Dark's thinking my thoughts. This is a style I've played for 6 years at this point. And Dark in the last 3-4 years finally started... He started playing it. We called it Cave Bob for a while. Roaches, a couple of Infestors to get him past the scary mid-game with Fungal, and then going into Lurkers and Vipers. And it's just so hard to kill, and it's so hard to be efficient because he's so damned just effective with spellcasters. On the other hand, he's doing this from such an inferior position that he's got to defend with a couple of roaches and ravages. There we go, 2 infestors. Like I talked about, he's got to take the risk, just rush out 2 infestors, and then try to build roaches. He's got roach speed, 1/1 upgrades in the way. He's got to do nothing but build roaches right now, or he could just die. But combat shields is a while away, so maybe he's confident in this scenario. Those marines come in, they're going to get rid of the creep and then pick up and drop in the main. That's going to lure units up north, and then these guys will come in on the south. Oh, simple 1-2 punch. There is a spine crawler and some queens there, though, so transfuse could help buy some time. Oh, roach ravager going to try and engage on top of that. Burrows on the way. I don't know about burrow. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I mean, you're looking for big fun. I just think getting 4 infestors out is way more important. Normally, it's not about burrow so much as coming from the flank, and you don't need to be burrowed to come from the flank to land those big game-changing fungals. Going up 3 more barracks behind this, so it's going to be 8 barracks on 3 command centers. I really would have liked Byun to drop a faster 4th command center. Ooh, fungal is available in just a few seconds, but he's already shown the infestors. And that's a huge problem, because your first fungal is your best fungal. If you kill a double drop by going fungal, chaining it, and then your roach ravager kills all the marines, like, that's huge. That's massive. That's a good turnaround. 20 supply of dead Terran. Heck yeah, we're ahead in supply. This is a playable game. He's going pathogen glands, so it tells me that Dark is basically saying lurkers are never going to happen. Oh, Byun does manage to save some of the marines. Very well played. So 2 fungals for only 8 marines. I mean, it's a great trade for Dark. Don't get me wrong. He only loses a few lings there. But it's not exactly what he wants in those regards. He's going to go Hive now. But he can't afford 2-2. He's going to go a couple more infestors. Should finish just after pathogen glands, so they will have new fungals available. And he's got to try and just spread creep and control space with Roach Ravager. I'd like to see him think about a 5th base, but it's all going to be about just kind of fighting where your opponent can't quite shut all your bases down and taking the correct angle. I'm cheering for Dark right now because I'd like to see him play properly and play Game 5. He's such a gifted player. Even when he's screwing around in the early game, it's so hard to finish off in the follow-up to that. Byun pushing forward. The army's going to move around. I like the 4th base on location. The reason why I wanted the quick 4th is notice that because this early game was so messy, these bases are already starting to mine out a little bit. And the earlier you get a 4th and a 5th base, the easier it is to keep 60 or 70 workers mining efficiently. Notice Dark's main is half mined out. His natural is also starting to lose some mineral patches in the near future. Actually, for him, it's not nearly as bad. Still got about 400 minerals on most of those because his mining was so crap in the early game. Hydroden and a Hive are on the way, so we're going to see lurkers in the near future. How many tanks we got? 3 tanks. Still feels like fungal is definitely the answer, but there's only 4 infestors right now. Let me do an infestor energy check. Okay, guys, we've got 4 fungals available and very long way off getting any more. Queens, roaches, and lings defend the main base. That double drop just veering around for positioning, trying to find an angle. Infestors are going to come forward. I don't think it's worth fungling the Metavacs, though. Only if you can get it on the bio. This is a bad angle for Dark. I do not like this angle for Dark. And it was not a great fungal either. So he's going to lose control of this side. Down here on the bottom, look at this. Nice drop angle. Byun is going to abuse that one. A bunch of the units do scramble over there. And there is a few queens on the high ground if he rotates directly into the main. And he's smoothing away this creep, clearing it out, shaving down the Zerg map control. Dark could bile across the gap there, potentially. It's kind of hard to squeeze Ravagers into those choke points, though. Ooh, nice micro. The Queens shoot down the Metavacs in the north. Dark's losing gas mining here, but if he can just put guys on those gases, he'll still have 6 gases mining for a little bit longer, and he's still got 4 infestors alive. Not only that, he's getting close to getting the next round of 4 infestor fungals ticking over. Bile's starting to break the rocks. More units coming across this map. Looks a little bit laggy there for a moment. Okay. Whoa! Fungal does catch some of those units. Very good Biles, guys. Very good Biles. Gets a Medevac, gets a bunch of the bio. Dark's got to be patient, though. He's coming around the back with the Zerglings. Maybe he doesn't have to be patient. The Ravagers are getting jumped on, though. That's scary. Good Fungal. Good Fungal. Does he get the full Medevac, though? No, he doesn't, and that's unfortunate. A full Medevac gets out of there. Dark needs to resaturate his gases right now. He just took some exceptional fights. 1,000 resources better trading, and it's all thanks to the Infestor. The Infestor is the most underrated unit in this matchup. Widowmine gets a few Zerglings, but not as many as you probably want there. Infestor's running forward. There's so many Marauders. There is so many Marauders. Oh my god. There is 30 Marauders on this map right now. I don't know if you have the numbers to deal with this. Marines are much more vulnerable to fungal. He's going to need to get some lurkers out probably to back this up. Oh man. Dark's being real patient on throwing fungal out, but his roaches are getting slaughtered by the Marauders. Good Biles though. Good Bile fungal there. Biles a few of those Marauders down. Oh man, that's a good fungal too. Traps a few of those units. Dark. Oh, that fungal was not so good. Throws a few biles, but misses the Widowmine. No, barely clips the corner of it. Does take it down. Trying to build more roaches. The Lurker Den's on the way. But the way Byun is just parading this bio is so good. If Byun can just keep expanding, landing new bases, floating his main out, that sort of stuff, I don't know how Dark can keep up with him. Dark's on 70 workers. He's back up on 8 gases mining, which is crucial for him. But look at the way Byun is advancing. He's got a triple drop down the south side as well. The Widow Mines are getting picked off, but it feels like Byun doesn't even care. Anything to make it awkward for Dark, to make Dark feel like he's oppressed, to feel like he's trapped in a corner. Those Widow Mines making it very hard for him to move around the map. We've got this big triple drop down the south. Big triple drop coming on in. Dark's going to need to split his army. He does just that, but man, that base. Oh, Byun eats massive biles, but he gets the hatchery. He doesn't care. He's like, whatever, I'll get the hatchery and then just pick up, but he doesn't actually pick away. One of the medevacs does go down. Bit of a mistake there for Dark. Nidus Worm's on the way for Byun, sorry. Nidus Worm's on the way for Dark right now. He's thinking about going into Lurkers. Lurker range is on the way. He's got 6 Lurkers out on this map. I'd like to see one of them spread down the bottom here. Lurkers plus Infestors. Suddenly Bio ain't going to cut the mustard. It's going to be about these Ghosts. Ghosts landing Snipes is big. Remember that Snipe will get broken at 13.5 range. That is a bit of a game changer in some circumstances. Roach or Ravager running forwards, trying to chase this force down. Good micro by Byun. And oh, he's coming in on the north. Oh, one Lurker goes down. A pretty good fungal to start. Another Lurker looks like it's about to fall, but EMP on the Infestors. Dark was being so patient with the fungal all game long. And because of that, he ends up getting the Infestors EMP'd, actually. The drop in the south side in trouble. These Queens going to damage these medevacs. Dark is like, okay, I'll leave your medevacs sticking out. I will kill 2 of those. Big drop inside the main base. Hydra's trying to make right now. Remember, Hydras don't have any upgrades, so the Hydras are only there so that they can be turned into Lurkers. Ravagers and Lings trying to get the wrap around here. 3-3 upgrades are there for the ranged units. No melee upgrades for the Zerglings. They are only there to tank. So Zerglings are very weak right now. If Dark wanted to round out his playstyle, he needs to get a 5th base up either in the back or probably the bottom left side. He needs to get Ling upgrades. He needs to get Hydra upgrades. He needs so many things to round out his game. Meanwhile, Byun is just parading across this map. Only thing I'm critical of is Byun's slow to expand. He should take a faster 6th right now. He's just got a 5th base up. Hitting in the main base. There we go. Sniping down the Lurker. The Hydra's getting outgunned. Remember, they don't have upgrades. They do have 3-3 though. So even without the other upgrades, I guess with 3-3, they do okay when you just headbutt into it. The Queens are going to defend that drop on that base. The Lurkers are there as well. Good defense by Dark. Continues to hang on by a fingernail. Dark refusing to die right now. I may have been very critical of his opening strategies in this series, and I stand by that assessment. Yet the man has grit and determination to just hang in the way he does. At this point, we have to say, though, Byun, where is the 6th base? He's not taking it. He's not floating his main out. The main is completely mined out. He's got to keep on expanding, and then he can keep trading like this all day, and he will eventually win. He's not really preparing for the long game. He's building sensor towers, so it seems he's a little worried about those Nidus Worms coming out. Nidus in the back door would be a good idea, but of course he's just trying to survive. Sniping these morphing Lurkers and Hydras. The other Lurker gets a few hits off, but my god, there's just so much Bio Ghost here in the main with the medevacs and the beautiful upgrades. Now, there are still 2 Infestors alive, which of course can be game changers. Nidus Lurker's gonna pop out. Goodbye, backside base. I'd like to see him try to run a Lurker up the ramp and see what he can do there. He's got an Infestor there and an Overseer, which is pretty slick. There's 4 medevacs thinking about dropping over here. He's going to try and drop there. The Lurkers, though, are in position. Infestors! Oh, he throws a pretty good fungal. Another fungal goes on the right side, but I don't know if he has enough units overall, and it seems like this was not the best trade. Byun was pretty quick to get on top of that. Yes, you got 14 SCVs as Dark. You did damage Byun's economy a little bit, delayed him. And Byun is very slow to take a 6th base, so he's dangerous right now. The fact that he's not outscaling Dark as far as he was. Dark got a 5th base up. He's transferring workers. He's going to instantly saturate. He can move workers from there as well and take the gases on the bottom side. Here comes a big triple drop. If they can find the mark, they could do some real damage. Hydra upgrades are finally starting. Groove Spine's coming out. There's no Vipers, guys. There is 2 Infestors, but they don't have energy, remember. Snipes from a range here. Oh, snipe drops. Dirty, dirty plays by Byun. Byun's going to send an army down the south side as well. 3 Lurker run by on the south. But the army is right there. Very unfortunate for Dark. And that's just going to be pop, pop. The 3rd one running away. Good choice by Dark. But it's going to just get scanned and sniped. And that there is 3 Lurkers thrown into the meat grinder. These are gas-heavy units. He's also not got... Okay, no, he's got units in the main, which is good. He should be ready for this. If only he had a fungal waiting. But Byun is always scanning ahead. Byun's adding mass command center. If Byun can kill the base on the bottom, then this game's in the bag. This army should just pull back. There's no reason for Byun to stand and fight here. And yet he gets some snipes off somehow on those Ravagers, Hydras, and Lurkers. And he just cloaks and fights because there's no Overseer here. He's going to run in on the bottom as well. Oh no. Massive moves here for Byun. The Lurkers, the Hydras, the Lings trying to defend. But oh, there's just too much. And Dark, he was hanging on so damned well that whole time. But in the tail end of it, he just could not get that 5th base up. Couldn't quite hang on. And Byun started to work the just extreme edges of the map so well. Byun wins 3-1, withstanding Dark's reckless aggression. GG, well played.